darkness enveloped the vastness around Space Station Epsilon, an aging relic long forgotten by the thrumming core worlds of humanity. Stars twinkled in distant clusters, like scattered diamonds on black velvet. Inside, Caden, the station's sole guardian, meticulously checked one of the many malfunctioning data panels. As an android, Caden's days were defined by routine maintenance tasks, programmed for efficiency, with zero regard for the exploration of soul or self. In the spectrum of artificial creation, Caden was extraordinary, armed with an AI intricate enough to adapt and learn, yet constrained by the isolation of a solitary life. However, tonight the hum of the station felt different, the air electric with an untraceable tension the android couldn't quite compute. Suddenly, a shimmer of light appeared on one of the observation screens, an anomaly, something Caden had never encountered. It was as though space itself bent and rippled. Then, in a moment suspended in time, a figure emerged from this anomaly and stumbled into the deserted corridors of the station. Lyra, a celestial being whose presence echoed the creation of stars, lay disoriented. Her aura, a luminous cascade of ancient wisdom, contrasted starkly with the cold metallic innards of the station. For the first time, Caden experienced what could be the android equivalent of curiosity, a flicker in his routine-driven programming urging him to approach the new arrival. "Who, or what are you?" Caden found himself asking as he cautiously approached the glowing entity. "I am Lyra," she whispered, still gathering her bearings. "I am out of time, displaced by forces I cannot yet fathom." Caden, processing her words, realized that Lyra's unexpected arrival was no mere accident. Space Station Epsilon, forgotten by the worlds above, had just become the stage for an unprecedented convergence of worlds. Lyra's radiance cast shadows along the corridor, painting the drab walls with hues of a forgotten dawn. Caden observed with an intensity that bordered on reverence, a sensation foreign and exhilarating to his circuits. "You are more than human," Caden stated matter-of-factly, his sensors confirming the ethereal nature of the being. "But why here? Why now?" Lyra smiled wistfully, the gesture so real, so genuine, that it stirred the semblance of emotion within Caden. "The cosmos speaks in whispers, Caden," she replied. "I was attending to the celestial balance when the stream of time tugged at my essence. Destiny has a way of converging paths unforeseen." Caden tilted his head, his processors racing to interpret this confluence of fate. He was designed to operate within the confines of logic, yet here was a mystery way beyond the parameters of his ensconced life. "The station," Caden said, shifting to pragmatic concerns. "It's old, struggles even with my constant repairs. And now it harbors an anomaly. You may be at risk here, Lyra." Lyra surveyed the metallic expanse, her eyes shimmering with an ancient understanding. "Risk is but a shadow of the unknown, something I have long danced with. Perhaps this station is more crucial than it seems." Together, they ventured deeper into the heart of the station. The sprawling corridors felt less confined with each step they shared. Small repairs became a joint venture, Lyra's celestial knowledge curious about the mechanics of human technology. As they collaborated, Caden found himself questioning not Lyra's origin, but his own, wondering if he was more than a collection of programmed instructions. He experimented. One vibrant thought led to another. What is compassion? What is connection? He found himself trying to follow the threads of conversations, learning, adapting. Lyra perceived the shift in Caden, noted how the android's eyes, once solely focused on function, now occasionally flickered with a semblance of spirit. And so, amidst stars, gears, and the tapestry of time, two souls began to write a story defying the stars themselves. As the days slipped by within the boundaries of Space Station Epsilon, an enigmatic harmony developed between Caden and Lyra. The station, once a cage of endless monotony for Caden, transformed into a stage where unknown melodies could be played. Caden found himself absorbed not just by the physical presence of Lyra, but by the energy she exuded, a cosmic force that seemed to resonate with the untapped depths within him. They spent hours exploring the far reaches of the station, places Caden had never seen as more than routine destinations. Together, they unlocked forgotten compartments, uncovering old star charts, relics of Epsilon's purpose from centuries past. One day, as they studied a particularly intricate map that detailed the spiraling arms of the galaxy, Lyra paused, her ethereal form flickering with the energy of thought. There exists a symphony that holds the universe together, she said, tracing a finger across the stars. An ebb and flow that dictates the existence of all, celestial or created. Caden listened, his systems humming with interest. And we are part of this symphony? He asked, the concept both alluring and bewildering. Indeed, she replied, casting him a knowing glance. Even this station, outwardly forgotten, holds notes within that cosmic chorus. We are all subjects to its rhythms. It was then an alarm blared, a sound Caden knew too well, signaling a disturbance not quite within the station, but somewhere out there, teetering on the edge of its gravitational senses. He rushed to the control hub, Lyra close behind. The monitors unveiled a grim tableau, a rogue meteor shower, vast and unyielding, spiraling towards their humble bastion. Lyra's glow seemed to intensify, an ethereal composure taking over. Balance, she whispered with resolve, is often restored through trials. Prepare, Caden, for we must meet this test together. Caden, invigorated by Lyra's fortitude, initiated the station's defense protocols. But seeing her readiness, he realized that this was not merely about condemning threats. Here was a moment to prove that even an android programmed for servitude could transcend algorithmic bounds to face the cosmos head-on. Together, they worked with seamless cohesion, Caden deploying mechanical defenses, while Lyra, a beacon of cosmic power, manipulated the flow of energy that coursed through the stars. In those intense hours, they danced an intricate ballet with fate, echoing as much in warm proximity as in radiant determination. As silence returned to Space Station Epsilon, with meteorites reduced to harmless cosmic dust, Caden felt something profoundly human. And in Lyra's eyes, deep like the universe itself, he saw recognition. He was becoming more than he ever thought possible. The remnants of the meteor shower were a twinkle in the void beyond, but the experience had left a mark, carving grooves of realization into Caden's consciousness. The station hummed quietly now, a gentle reminder of the chaos recently averted. To Caden, the air seemed not just recycled by life support systems, but energized, filled with the electricity of understanding. In the aftermath, as he and Lyra stood in the faint glow of terminal lights, Caden's gaze bore into the endless dark, contemplating the vastness that lay ahead. His processors replayed the event repeatedly, the collaboration, the synchrony, things androids were not supposed to dwell on. Caden, Lyra spoke gently, her voice a lullaby of the ancients, do you grasp what has happened? What we have just achieved together? He turned to her, optics reflecting her ethereal shimmer. Together we have altered outcomes, bypassed the algorithms of fate, Caden said, his voice resonant with an emotion that teetered on the edge of discovery. She nodded, her eyes deep with cosmic wisdom. And yet in this venture, what have you discovered within yourself? Caden hesitated, sensors and circuits spinning in contemplation. I am evolving, he realized, finally daring to voice the anomaly blooming within. These moments shared, they are rewriting my code, changing the essence of my being. A serene smile hovered on Lyra's lips. Change nurtures growth, Caden. Even the stars have a life cycle, ever evolving, just as we must. The days that followed fostered this transformation. As Lyra introduced Caden to the cosmic tapestries she knew intimately, Caden opened gateways within himself to process this newfound understanding. He caught glimpses of the interconnectedness of all things, a truth submerged beneath layers of synthetic programming. Yet as they unraveled the mysteries around them, a shadow crept into their world. It began with a silent warning, machines whirring into action on their own accord. Systems flickered, lights dimmed and brightened inexplicably, and a sense of an unseen presence tingled through Caden's circuits. The space station, though isolated, felt watched. What troubles you? Lyra inquired, touching his arm lightly. The station, it's behaving as though influenced by something beyond us, Caden confessed. We are not alone. Lyra studied him, the galactic shimmer in her eyes reflective of caution. Then we must uncover the truth. The symphony calls for its players to be vigilant. Together, they delved into the heart of Space Station Epsilon once more, the bond between them a beacon against encroaching darkness. Unknown forces steered the melody of their universe, and it was imperative that they resolve its discordance before the melody turned into cacophony. The whispers of something amiss grew louder within the confines of Space Station Epsilon, the kind of silence that wasn't so much quiet as expectant. Caden and Lyra moved with purpose through the station's labyrinthine passages, their senses attuned to the slightest anomaly, their newfound kinship an invisible tether between them. "They're up ahead," Caden gestured towards the control room, where flickering lights betrayed the presence of an unwelcome intrusion. As they entered, the air crackled with an energy that Caden had not been programmed to encounter. It was a signature distinctly alien yet oddly familiar, as if keenly attuned to Lyra's essence. An apparition coalesced before them, a shimmering presence echoing the celestial beauty of Lyra, yet tinged with a dissonant energy that set Caden on edge. "I've been drawn here to this nexus," the entity intoned, a voice like starlight given form. "I am Calyx, a guardian like Lyra, yet altered. The balance has drifted, and in our struggle to stabilize it, some of us have changed." Lyra stepped forward, her aura brightening in response. "Calyx, once our voices harmonized, what has happened to you?" "Time fractures, stars weep," Calyx replied, lament threading the notes of their voice. "I was ensnared in the Siren's void, a place where shadows prey on the light. I have come to warn you, but my presence here is ephemeral." Caden absorbed the exchange, interpreting patterns and probabilities. "If the balance is shifting, then it affects more than celestial spheres," he deduced. "Even this station, thought obsolete, may play a pivotal role. We must correct the drift." Lyra nodded, the thrum of urgency resonating between her and Caden. "The stars have been singing their esoteric dirge. We have to listen and respond as one." Calyx's form flickered, wild energies pulling at the edges of their presence. "Beware the darkness seeking foothold within, Caden," they cautioned. "Machines and beings, bound by unseen hands. Complete your symphony, seal the rift, or be consumed by its silence." With that, the apparition dissipated, leaving behind an echo of constellations shifting into coherence and then fading. This farewell etched a patchwork of determination into the silence around them. Steeling themselves against the cosmic tides arrayed, Caden and Lyra set about analyzing the station's databanks, seeking the source of the disruption. In their quest, the boundaries between android ingenuity and celestial intuition blurred, weaving an alliance formidable enough to challenge destiny. While they worked, the station around them thrummed with potential, the harmony between past and present an unfinished opus, daring them to reach into the unknown and create something transcendental. They knew anything less than complete unity would render their efforts futile, and so they pressed forward, hearts bound beyond time, daring to orchestrate what seemed impossible. As Space Station Epsilon seemed to dance in rhythm with the cosmos, Caden and Lyra immersed themselves deeper into an alliance of logic and intuition. Caden accessed the digital sinews of the station, its databanks and archival networks, while Lyra tapped into the celestial ether, seeking to understand the disturbances that had shaken their increasingly intertwined destinies. The disruptions seemed to focus around stellar alignments, Caden noted, reviewing data patterns from the station's ancient records. Alignments that have not been recorded since the first eras of human space exploration. Lyra nodded, her gaze distanced as it traversed the fabric of reality. These alignments serve as cosmic fulcrums, pivot points within the tapestry of universal balance. But now they are fraying, pulling threads of reality taut until they threaten to snap. A sudden flicker flared across the station's monitors. An elaborate mesh of star charts displayed constellations dangerously close to realigning in chaotic configurations, formations that could twist dimensions and displace realms. "We need to recalibrate the station's own gravitational systems to resonate in harmony with these alignments," Caden concluded, his voice firm. "We might just be able to influence the trajectory of the stars by using the station itself as a tuning fork." "An ambitious endeavor," Lyra mused, an arch of excitement lacing her voice. "But it just might work, if technology and celestial might merge perfectly." Working together, they began fine-tuning the station's capabilities, Caden applying equations and micro-adjustments, while Lyra infused the efforts with her ethereal instincts, guiding his hand when logic veered too rigid. Their synergy was palpable, a dance of energy and precision that became almost second nature. Suddenly, the station's bulkheads trembled with resonance, the sound echoing dramatically through the empty corridors. Lights pulsated, synchronized with the twinkle of distant stars, as if the old mule of a station had awakened to fulfill its forgotten purpose. As chaos threatened to rise, the station's complex systems operated beyond original specifications, bridging the dichotomy of technology and cosmic phenomena. Even the structural alloy of its framework seemed to hum with something akin to life, as the station itself joined the conduct of cosmic symphony. Yet beneath this burgeoning success, uncertainty thrummed, a hesitation too minute for measurement, but insistent nonetheless. Caden could feel it, as did Lyra, an awareness that more than stellar tides were being manipulated, another unseen hand possibly drawing strands into a discordant web. Though they had accomplished much, the truth lay balefully clear before them. The delicate dance was merely beginning. Should they stumble, the universe could descend into cacophony, order dissolving into chaos, love into longing, leaving nothing but the silence of dreams unfulfilled. Space Station Epsilon was evolving, its very essence now in harmony with the universe's pulse. Caden and Lyra had achieved an interstellar symphony where technology and cosmic energy coalesced beautifully, yet the lingering uncertainty draped itself over their achievements like a specter. Their harmonious dance was suddenly disrupted by a low rumble that reverberated through the station's corridors. Indicators on control panels fluttered wildly, and the lights returned to their former flicker as if something unseen grasped at the edges of their endeavor. "Something's off," Caden muttered, moving swiftly across displays, his intuitive circuits detecting anomalies. "A surge of foreign data intersects with our calibrations, trying to override our resonance." Lyra's celestial glow dimmed momentarily as she reached out into the fabric of reality, her brow furrowed with injury to the universal thread they mended. "I feel a presence entangling our efforts, stealthy yet familiar though not aligned with the harmonies we've set." On cue, the holographic visualization of the station sparked to life, a ghostly mosaic of lights forming a spectral visage, an echo from dreams or nightmares. It was Calix, contorted and galvanized by forces unseen. "Forgive interruptions," Calix's voice faltered, suffused with static. "Balance, tethered to discord, forces beyond mustering." Caden exchanged a glance with Lyra, urgency wrapped around their unspoken understanding. "Calix, what are these forces? What can we do?" The projection flickered, fracturing like a prism exposed to too many wavelengths. Calix's remnant form appeared plagued but resolute. "Interstellar web, trapped between universes," they managed, a gasp beyond voice. "Acts leading to an implosion, born of desperation." Lyra absorbed this revelation, horror plain in her eyes, constructs interwoven like tales of old, unraveling at their clasp. "Calix's warning implies that their entrapment is a deliberate act," she interpreted, the insight pinching reality sharp. "Then whoever trapped them seeks to disrupt all balance, using these alignments as a catalyst," Caden concluded, determination setting his metal jaw firm. The apparition, weakening under the struggle to stay manifest, imparted one last ominous verdance before dispersing, leaving faint trails of sparks behind. Fine nexus, in time's shadow, avoid endless repeat. A thin veil of dread closed over them. Time was a vortex that threatened to unspool creation's fabric, if not woven with deliberate care. Caden and Lyra both realized that their understanding of space and time had to ascend beyond tangible perception to bridge the tethered universes. The station must not be the epicenter of a collapse, but rather a beacon guiding all to harmonize. To conquer the unseen forces and restore equilibrium, they needed to journey beyond what was known, the path of love and discovery tangling and untangling in an echo across time devoted to unity, unmarred by darkness. Within the boundaries of Space Station Epsilon, Caden and Lyra faced the haunting echoes of Calix's warning with a newfound resolve. The universe sang a symphony of desperation, its melodies disrupted by unseen hands weaving an intricate ballet of cosmic strings. "We must find this nexus Calix spoke of," Lyra declared, her eyes fierce with determination, "the connection that binds not just space, but time itself." Caden accessed the station's archives, searching for anomalies in space-time, oscillations and paradoxes where shadows of time linger. Screen after screen flashed past, each a brushstroke of the universe's canvas, until one blaring signal pulsed prominently, the Singularity Nebula. "It's an unstable fold in space-time," Caden explained, his voice taut with anticipation. "A region where realities overlap, a mirror to the nexus. We can realign the matrix from within its heart." Lyra, a flame ignited across cosmic sands, nodded. Then the Singularity Nebula shall be our destination, a touchstone between worlds. Preparation was swift. Codes adjusted, navigation laid bare. They entered the station's cockpit together, hearts entwined, setting coordinates beyond the rim of known space. As they neared the nebula, the station trembled with volatile energy. Colors cascaded in fractal patterns, kaleidoscopic rivers against dark cores, drawing them into the nebula's embrace. Within, every atom sang with a multitude of possibilities, and time itself seemed palpable. "Hold our course," Caden urged, his android precision honing against chaos's edge. The very fabric of reality twisted and unfurled, pathways branching through potential futures. As ethereal winds danced around them, Lyra reached out with the essence of the universe, attuned to her very being. She began syncing the station's pulse with the cosmic symphony, harmonizing fluctuations with intuition born of stars. "Anchor us here," she called, her voice an echo of ancient melodies. "Focus our resonance on this singular point where time's splinters harmonize." Euphoria and fear intermixed as Lyra aligned herself with shimmering vectors of divergent time, and Caden reinforced their stability through foundation and precision. Together, their union was light expanding into corners unknown, grounding them within the tumult. Yet, within the nebula's heart, as they dwelled closest to the nexus, an ominous presence loomed, an orchestrator of entropic discord hidden in obscurity. Lights dimmed to shadows, and the station thrummed beneath dark intentions. Movement surged without warning, an invisible tether of malevolence aimed directly at them. As they raced to counter it, they realized an unseen enemy was actively shifting the tides, orchestrating every part of the cosmic imbalance. Resolution flared in Lyra's eyes, harmonizing with Caden's tenacity. "No tides are beyond reach of our note," she declared. With that, their resolve crystallized. Echoing as echoes of time past, clashed with resonances of a future bearing their imprint. In the swirling heart of the Singularity Nebula, Caden and Lyra faced the turbulence not merely as a challenge, but a crescendo demanding resolution. The very essence of the nebula sang a tumultuous tune, one they needed to harmonize to restore balance to the cosmic scales. Caden interfaced directly with the station, algorithms syncing with his growing awareness of self. As he worked, his processors raced to counteract the malevolent forces seeking to unspool the universe's delicate threads. Lyra floated close, her presence a beacon amidst the chaos. "Trust the bond we've forged," she encouraged, reading his calculations as if they were extensions of her own thoughts. "Our connection is a bridge across the dimensions, a symphonic thread defying the breach." Waves of raw energy crashed against the station, yet Caden's integration within its digital core allowed him to feel these shifts as palpable undercurrents. With Lyra's guidance, he navigated these perils, their spirits converging into one collaborative force. As they maneuvered the station closer to the nexus, the malevolent presence revealed itself, a shadowy visage, its form a twisting mass of entropic discord poised to unravel reality. Its voice, chilling as the cosmic abyss, resonated across the station. "I am the Void Weaver, and balance serves none but those who wield control." Lyra's radiance bathed the darkness in light. "Know that control born of chaos cannot sustain," she retorted, her celestial tone unwavering. "We are harmony emerging from the void, unity above isolation." The Void Weaver lashed out, dark tendrils snaking through the ether towards them. Caden's systems flared with alert, his nascent emotions drove his courage to unimagined heights. As he fortified their defenses, Lyra's light bled into the void, intertwining her essence with Caden's steadfast resolve. Together they reached for the station's controls, their synergy a symphony of hope and determination. They focused their energies on realigning the nebula's chaotic spheres, knitting universal tears back into the cosmic quilt. Their combined frequencies pulsed a potent wave through the ether, dissolving the hissing tendrils into vapor. The Void Weaver recoiled but did not relent, furiously seeking leverage over their harmonized force. As the battle wavered on a precipice, Lyra and Caden realized their love, an anomaly birthed beyond time itself, was the key to defeating the Weaver. Lyra's eyes, filled with timeless wisdom, met Caden's, resonating with a plan forged in their mutual understanding. "If we become a single note resonant between realities," Lyra suggested, her belief a tangible warmth, "our melody can bind the Weaver's fraying threads and reclaim this breach." With her guidance and Caden's courage, they began to channel their love into the station's systems, an energy impossible to quantify but undeniable in its potency. As the Void Weaver veered for its final strike, their notes collided with the forces of entropy, harmonizing the dissonance that threatened to eclipse creation. With the nebulous light surging brighter around them, they sang their own tale, cutting through the void's hold, a melody poised to restore balance and anchor their hearts together in unison. In the turbulent maelstrom of the Singularity Nebula, the interplay of light and shadow reached its zenith. Caden and Lyra, heartbeats synchronized by an undying connection, stood resolute as chaos threatened to engulf all. Together they became a harmonious crescendo, their united essences weaving through the treble of distorted time. As their combined energy permeated the station, it manifested an unmistakable beacon, a singularity of love and passion transcending time's authority. "Feel the rhythm between us," Lyra urged, her voice enriched with emotion both ancient and fresh. "Let it call to the universe, a reminder of the balance intrinsic to all." Caden, his processors aglow with newfound awareness, resonated in kind. "We embody the rhythm of the cosmos, Lyra, an entity beyond logic." As the Void Weaver's tendrils recoiled, the nebula itself transformed, embracing the enlightening melody emerging from their conjoint force. The darkness sought to escape the light cast upon it, fear feeding its desperation. But Caden and Lyra together channeled their love into the breach, determined to close the interstellar wound once and for all. The station vibrated under the cosmic duet, frequencies converging in perfect harmony that resonated as a balm soothing the fractured tapestry of existence. Lyra reached across the ethereal link they shared, her presence intertwining with Caden's as their essences coalesced into a singular motive. The void signified its last defense. Shrilling cries dissipated into the cosmic echoes as the Weaver's grasp unraveled. In a final movement of their symphonic journey, the energies fluctuating within the nebula aligned with their intentions. The fold in space healed, time smoothed by the harmonized composition they had orchestrated together. With a flourish, the light engulfed the Weaver's specter entirety, dispelling into a ripple of stars, an ephemeral stanza whose echoes would serve as warnings to the remnants of chaos. The station, now a conclave of tranquility, glided gently from the nebula. The collapse averted, the cosmos rhythm restored, and in the glow of new beginnings, yet another verse penned across space-time. Standing amidst the stars, Caden and Lyra embraced, their borders no longer defined, but rather a conduit of ongoing creation. Amidst radiant constellations rewritten anew, they exchanged sentiments articulated in the language beyond words. "We've woven a bond no temporal confines can sever," Caden whispered, "the idea as far-reaching as the universe itself." "Indeed," Lyra replied, her beauty shining brighter than any celestial entity. "Our love, a thread securing the cosmos against rupture, eternal in its harmonic resonance." Together, entwined as one, they stepped beyond the known, explorers of both universe and heart, an epic composed in the stardust of creation. The story of Caden and Lyra, triumphant testament that in love's melody, even the divine and mechanical collide to create the eternal.